Did anyone ever stop to measure the distance you were from where you were born? One without origin, traveling words across Portugal and Spain, Netherlands and France. The other, caught up in Madagascar, herded on ranges, boarded on boats. How strange it must have been to be drawn away by those who were far from home, and who took you as if through irons and coals, then carried you over an ocean to service them in a continent of blood. No need to spell the rewards they fed, clothed, and kept you as if they did not want you to be alone. And you stayed close, as if you could never be without them, a boy and a man, servant and guide, reliably noteworthy of your place. They made you what you were. You replied in kind, gave them bedclothes rendered micmac, opened borders for cleanliness and trade. And letting them reach beyond you, you dug into the bowels of their suspicions, like the song of a bird coming from inside a cloud. Each moment you walked into a room, and you knew who you were when they spoke to you with words of a very recognizable order. In flames. Just outside Shelbourne, July 1784, an extraordinary mob or riot. Unemployed, disbanded soldiers with guns found their way to the other side, drowning churches and houses with torches, hurting men and women, children and dogs, and leaving some sucking stones. The skies full of clouds, smoke, and stars, caves became sepulchres without light, and blood ran into roots like a downpour, so that the wooded roads rushed red between these two towns. One full of transactions, like a crescent moon bordering with night. The other caught up like a snake in a garter, all of its venom squeezed out at the teeth. One built on white lace, foodstuffs and rum, anchoring boats on the stretches of an early empire. The other veiled in emptiness, taking each day like a prayer and trading all they had. Both slammed hammers into this port city, while others gambled the differences between those who worked and what they were paid by the official surveyor, who two-faced weapons that were suddenly unconcealed until the army sat in a warship in the harbor and Birchtown lay like a corpse, decomposing in an open field. Then the tally, in stocks and bodies, all assets, liabilities, fatalities, the tabulations seemingly endless, claims, encounters in courtrooms, the early jurisprudence of this state. And as always, after recording property and labor, there was no time given for other stories. This morning's cotton. Morning coffee, bitter grains, milk borrowed last week from a subway clerk, 2 dimes, 1 nickel, all change he had. Sour, I pour it anyway, thrash about it, hoping 50 cents will get me past Ward Island's ferry terminal, unlike some who plead of cops, a barely heated resting place in a room of hardwood benches. Not yet off the bus, all gone. Ah, might I understand this? Hold in my fist, teeth tight, like a subway passenger clutches the Metro Daily, or a blue man's sophisticate, delicately paper I take from Union Station's trash cans, if not ass-white wafting shit fumes past constant mucus dribbling from my nose, caught on thin hairlines over the upper lip, waiting drops, paper, shit on the editorials. But in what pocket can I place it? And to what about those holes when my searching hand plucks up at ends of another empty gutter? Though Wall Street is only 2 blocks away, I could never reach it. Sun doesn't rise over downtown until clearing skyscrapers. Seeing it purple has never been told. Hunger, I suppose. And lunch begins breaking buildings of people. Richmond Street crowds young. Cars scarce as afternoon increases distance between the exchange and me. By the way, I'd be happy to tell how the index, please, tease, torture again. I hear Firestone plus 1/8, Cinerama minus 1/4, Carnation plus 3/4, Creole minus 1, Western Union minus 1/8, Lockheed minus 2/5, and a widow's barrel more from voices taken through the steel-boarded car, unaware of my reading board base bronze green statue where pigeon dung has leaped 3, yield of 1 woman floating breadcrumbs before them, I may soon fall before. The Toronto Star falls on the corner by the news shack. I read by headlines and am quite aware of what polished editorials say of my schedule with that blank slab in the morgue awaiting my bones to be forgotten. Not even the memory of this walking statue erodes ink off paper's front pages. When night falls upon the ferry terminal and I'm still stoned with confusion, cold, and hunger, as when morning's cup smelled coffee from burnt grains, I continue asking myself why it is when going to the John, I pull back my shit, having found I've not taken the paper along. Destiny, progress, we call it paints. Paints of their victims rising from the sun of Africa, South America, Asia. Ishmael Reed from Mumbo Jumbo. Wind over waters like a hand touching a face. This city an old sore upon the heavy earth. Skies so blue they create an infinity separate from any existence, a sock from a shoe, only in the imagination, whose pearls are a secret of longing that is not yours, nor mine, but belongs to the particular person caught at the particular moment in the particular act. Perhaps he will be black, or the he will be a she and she will be black, and they will hire her to kill one bold with 2 stats can. CEIC unemployment classifications they can pay less than minimum wage. It will not be some job in a sweatshop. God has long since learned the tricks of technology, operate state-of-the-art Apple II computers some scientific atom invented, word upon brawn in the labs of Pittsburgh's metropolis, Berlin or Cape Kennedy, what difference? He is not a Jew, nor are his creations. He has built the pandemonium on top of Milton's pandemonium. They call it space shuttle exploration, Star Wars. They call it civilization, progress, democracy, move over. They are hurtling from darkness into darkness. No, this time it is not Africa, Chile, India, China, Vietnam. This time it is not gas chambers, ovens, sharecropper shacks, apartheid, lynch mobs. This time they call it escape, get away, let's beat it. The village is burning the goddamn black plague. They mean black people they have been running from since the Middle Ages. They call it barbarians always on the border. They call it polite names and wish people sleep. But the waters rise up in faint flame with the winds. A torch for a hand, a slap in the face. Earth, sore, and old infringement heavy upon the city. So Romulus killed Remus, built Rome, and cursed his children. Made tar babies of them all, who later told stories of what happens when you are reared by wolves.